Mattel has been so determined to work with the most talented inventors that we have sought them out halfway, or in fact all the way around the world. After seeing some extraordinary art and puzzles on display in a museum in Tel Aviv, Ruth and Elliot Handler met the man who went on to create Mattel's famous brain drain puzzle line and more than 100 other innovative products for dozens of companies. Thank you, Ivan, for your extraordinary contribution. And we are going to hear, obviously, a lot more about Ivan and his visionary career, and clearly the luckiness that we have as part of our narrative at Mattel. We'll all look forward to that celebration in a little bit. So whether you're winning awards or cheering on your peers or sitting out there thinking someday I will be on that stage receiving an award that will impact people's lives, you know what you do matters, and it matters more than ever. So on behalf of what I feel like I can represent, which is our entire industry, and of course, from everyone at Mattel, thank you for all you do, for helping us bring joy to kids and families everywhere in the world, and for inspiring the Ruth Handlers, the Ola Kirk Christensens, and the Ivan Moscoviches of the future. Thank you so much.
And speaking of making a difference, it's time for our final award of the night, the Lifetime Achievement Award. One of our next presenters is an award-winning toy and game developer. He's best known for helping inventors and Japanese toy companies bring products to the market and for collaborating with the worldwide creative community. As General Manager of Educational Insight, she has a sharp eye for talent and really great ideas, but has always been a strong champion of inventors with whom she works. He is a magician, an author, an inventor of magic, illusions, games, puzzles, lamps, and so much more. Please welcome to the stage Bob Fuhrer, Lisa Julie, and Mark Setaducati.
Hello, everybody. It's a great honor to be here with Ivan Moscovich. I think we have a video of Ivan's artwork. Aside from being a great puzzler and game maker, he's also quite an accomplished artist. These pieces of art were made from a machine called a harmonograph, and a special shout out to Fat Brain Toys, who took a 1982 toy, dissected it, and actually over in that corner have built a life-size harmonograph that is on display later, and you can take a look at it. Thank you.
So I recently heard someone say you can use your creativity to put good into this world, and that's precisely what Ivan has done. And it's a true honor to be here with him tonight. It's really mind-boggling to think about how many lives Ivan has touched with all his games, puzzles, and books. So thank you, Ivan, for being a true friend, and congratulations tonight.
I first met Ivan Moscovich in the mid-1980s, and many of you people here today probably maybe never even heard of Ivan, but he's had a profound influence in the toy industry, in my life, and an inspiration for me in games, puzzles, and the world of science and math and magic. And I'm really happy to be here and part of this evening honoring Ivan Moscovich.
At the age of 17, Ivan Moscovich was sent to Auschwitz by the Nazis, along with his grandparents and mother. Now, when an English officer found him in a nearby work camp, doctors thought he'd never survive.
Now, at the age of nearly 90, Ivan is an internationally acclaimed designer of games, puzzles, and educational aids.
My grandmother, grandfather, mother, and myself were taken to Auschwitz. My grandmother and grandfather was immediately taken to the crematoria, but my mother and myself survived.
If I had to describe Ivan, it would be resilient, regal, playful, and mischievous. I don't think you can create the puzzles he's created without being a bit mischievous.
This mirror puzzle of Ivan, I would have never thought of it. It's a completely different approach, and it really is a great invention because it opened up some kind of subconscious door in my mind, as many of Ivan's inventions have.
Ivan once said to me that everything is a result of serendipity, and I so believe that's true.
So many coincidences happened in my life, you know, that if somebody asks me explain them, I can't, because coincidences are chance, pure chance.
As I've said to many people who don't quite understand what it's like to work with Ivan, imagine you're a recording star and Paul McCartney comes up to you and says, "Let's do an album together." It's everything you've ever dreamed of.
He's had such an incredible career with such challenges and difficulties in his life, and his accomplishments of creating the Exploratorium idea, the science museums, all the incredible games and puzzles that he created, and also the many books that he's published. It's just incredible what he's achieved. Maybe that's 3 words, incredible what he's achieved. No, I guess that's 4 words, but close enough.
The 3 words are creative, creative, and creative. There's no one like him.
He has impacted so many lives in such a positive way that it's truly a delight to call him my friend.
It's an honor to give Ivan this recognition.
Congratulations, Ivan, on your TAGIE Award. We're very proud of you here at Educational Insights.
To you and Anita, muzzle tov on this amazing achievement. I love you to bits, and I'm really proud to have you as friends.
And now, after 75 years of creating toys and games and puzzles, what a true recipient of a lifetime achievement, Ivan Moscovich. granddaughter who traveled from London. Please come out. This is Amelia Moscovich, and her mom is here as well.
Dear friends, thank you very much. That was completely unexpected. My name is Ivan Moscovich. I am one of the Auschwitz Holocaust survivors, age 93. I am in Chicago the first time, invited to enjoy the biggest reward of my life, thanks to many dear friends. Yes, I was born nearly 94 years ago, which puts me in the group of a diminishing number of survivors of Auschwitz and other concentration camps survivors. In 2014, their number was 500,000. In 10 years, there will be no more living survivors. I was astonished to read a short while ago in the media telling today nearly 41% of Americans do not know what Auschwitz is. This is very sad. I would like to answer first a meaningful question I have recently received. Ivan, how did you discover that mixing math, science, and art can be done? My answer is given in a 3-book series on creativity, to be published very soon in English. Martin Gardner and myself well learned that creativity is what can blend together math, science, and art so well together. A few words about my fate. By a cruel twist of fate, I and my family were destined to live at a time when the unprecedented worst crimes in the history of mankind were committed by the Nazi fascistic regime of Adolf Hitler and his cronies. And I and my family had to pay a very, very high price. During the Holocaust, between 41 and 45, 2/3 of the Jewish population of Europe was killed by the Nazis. Over that time, I have survived 4 concentration camps and 2 forced labor camps. I was 18 at the liberation in Bergen-Belsen with serious back problems, damaged teeth suffered by the vicious cruelty and beatings of the sadistic SS. My father, grandmother, grandfather, and the rest of my big family was killed by the Nazis. I'm often asked by many, how could I survive the horrors of the camps where millions have been killed? Was it chance, luck, or else? Like the many life-saving coincidences that have accompanied me through the Holocaust. Alex Bellows, the well-known mathematician and author, in his best-selling book, Alex's Adventures in Numberland, was intrigued by my remarkable life-saving coincidences, and he wrote, Ivan survived because of an innate creativity. He was continuously creating situations that ended in saving him. After the war, he turned into a workaholic puzzle inventor. He likes to think constantly outside the box, to sidestep the inevitable. The motivation to continuously come up with ideas was an after effect of the trauma of his own lucky escapes. The workaholic period of 75 years since the liberation was an intensely busy and driven period of my creativity, with achievements I am extremely proud of. Here is just a short summary of my work and accomplishments since my liberation in Bergen-Belsen during this period. In the 50s, I have created the first ever fully hands-on type of a science museum in Israel with a planetarium and was its director for 20 years. This achievement of a novel type of a science museum category and type is today accepted as the standard design of science museums all over the world. And I'm very proud sharing the credit for this with Frank Oppenheimer, the founder and former director of the famous Exploratorium Science Museum in San Francisco. In addition, I have invented over 112 mathematical puzzles and games, many of which became prize winners and bestsellers. Noteworthy among them, my first game, the amazing magic robot, created with the help of my famous relative, the mathematician Paul Erdős, who was my childhood mentor, which is still selling as a collector's item. My Brain Drain series of puzzles produced by Mattel today is also a series of collector's items. Ruth and Elliot Handler invited me in Los Angeles, and they became my greatest friends. Their friendship changed the course of my life forever. At our first meeting, they invited me to a Chinese restaurant. My fortune cookie, one of my famous coincidences, said, "Sell your ideas. they are totally acceptable. I have this fortune cookie still with me, attached to my Filofax diary. Many more puzzles and games followed. But even additionally to all this, I have written 45 mathematical books on puzzles, many of which became all-time bestsellers. Visiting Workman Publishing in New York recently, I was very proud to be shown a wardrobe storing their books, which sold over 1 million copies, prominently displaying their first such books, My 1,000 Playthings, one of their first books, which sold for over 1 million copies and is still selling worldwide. The same with Puzzle Universe, just recently published in Belgium and Canada. A beautiful book which is really a design. My memoir in German and recently in English languages was just published by Alem Memorial near Hanover, Germany. This memorial, strangely enough, is one of my former concentration camps. In the 60s, I became one of the early cybernetic artists by inventing an analog computer of a novel original design, patented as the harmonograph of Moscovich, and used it to draw original, unique paintings of great beauty called the harmonograms of Moscovich, which were exhibited in 1968 at the Milestone Cybernetic Serendipity exhibition at the ICA, the Institute of Contemporary Art in London. The artistic quality of my harmonograms were highly acclaimed, and I had several exhibitions worldwide at that time. I was, during that time, particularly pleased to meet M.C. Escher at one of these exhibitions. Escher was delighted by my harmonograms, and we had a great exchange of our art. Martin Gardner was also delighted by my harmonograms. But I had stopped creating harmonograms by the late 70s, assuming and expecting that advances in digital computing will produce soon art that will overshadow the output of my analog computer. But that did not happen, and there is presently an enormous renewal of interest in my harmonograms. My exhibition in 2014 at the Hospital Club in London was an unexpected success, with a very great number of my harmonograms sold during the first 3 hours of the opening night of the exhibition. It was followed by an exhibition in the newly opened Hospital Club in LA, which is still open, and several other exhibitions are planned for the near future. My dear friends, to end my story with a conclusion, like an Auschwitz survivor, I was all my life suffering of Auschwitz damages and memories. But in spite of all that, I was lucky to achieve what I did. I know my story could have turned out differently, perhaps like that of my idol and friend Primo Levi, who committed suicide 42 years later than Auschwitz. He could not get rid of the traumas from his memory. My escape of the same destiny was the lucky chance of becoming a workaholic game inventor for the next 75 years. The only thing I have not accomplished yet is the Lifetime Achievement Award. But my dear friends, thanks to you, I am here to receive it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Enormously proud to receive this award from my granddaughter and daughter who are with me now. And to all dear friends, thank you very much again.
Congratulations, Ivan, and to all the newest members of the TAGIE family. Let's have a huge round of applause for every nominee and every winner tonight.